So I'm proud to tell you that Chipotle is finally franchising. I've been waiting years. I'm a big fan of the company. I even bought their stock. A big reason why I bought their stock was because of the international expansion. And that's what we're going to go through today in this video. But for those that aren't familiar with the Chipotle, or a little bit about the background, even if you're familiar with the product and you've been a customer of the Chipotle brand, it was started by a chef that was classically trained who was trying to fund his fine dining restaurant with basically starting a very small hole-in-the-wall type of Mexican themed food restaurant, which is called Chipotle, was called Chipotle. That expanded like wildfire. He never opened up the fine dining restaurant, was at one point owned by McDonald's, spun out from McDonald's. So Chipotle is a brand that's opened thousands of locations throughout the United States. They have a few locations in France, in the UK, in Canada. But in today's video, we're gonna go through the big news, which is international expansion for the first time through franchising. Up until now, all the Chipotle stores have been owned and operated by Chipotle Corporate, which is a publicly owned company that you can buy the stock on, but they had never franchised until now. Chipotle Mexican Grill signed their first ever development agreement for international franchising with the Alshaya Group, major franchise group in the Middle East. The company has been around, I believe, since 1890. They're starting to open up restaurants in UAE, principally in Dubai, as well as in Kuwait, starting next year in 2024. And they're also looking to expand further into other countries in Middle East. Chipotle plans to open up about 4,000 new restaurants across Canada and the US. Current counts a little over 3,200. And this year they expect to open about 250 locations. So they have big plans to open up. And then a little bit about this franchisee, the Alshaya Group, as mentioned, they've been around since 1890 back in Kuwait, and they operate various restaurant brands, including some US brands like Starbucks, PF Chang's, Shake Shack, as well as Texas Roadhouse. Alshaya has been building brands for quite some time. They brought Cheesecake Factory to the Middle East back in 2012. Cheesecake Factory now has 30 licensed restaurants across the Middle East, including in Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Kuwait. So good news, bad news. Chipotle is not looking to expand through franchisees in North America, not in Canada, not in the US, even Europe, Western Europe, they're not looking for. However, if you're outside those markets, it's all game. And Chipotle's Chief Business Development Officer, Nate Lawton, is responsible for exploring growth opportunities, potential partnerships. So if you are interested, recommend you reach out to Chipotle directly. However, they're largely looking for established multi-unit operators that have a track record of success in their local market. This is a big deal because years back when McDonald's was a major investor, they were trying to convince the Chipotle founder to start franchising. He resisted. So now, a couple decades later, they are finally franchising, going into the Middle East. But if you're an established restaurant operator in Africa and Asia, even Eastern Europe, South America, Chipotle could be a good opportunity for you.